All right, people, Antipat, Justice Seeker here. So, if the two water trucks were purchased for Portland, East and West Portland, the one for East Portland, shouldn't it be given to the new MP to use to give free water to the people in the communities where we don't have any water? I need to know how it works, Jamaica. Please help me out. Help me understand this, because it was government money that bought that, right? Government money comes from our taxes and from, the taxes from tourism and so on. So am I understanding this properly? Should that water truck not go to the new MP to use for the people of Portland? Please help me understand, people. Thank you. Respect.
People, Isaac Buchanan started to get abused over there in East Portland. Now the people of East Portland are calling on Anne-Marie Vaz to give the water truck to Isaac Buchanan so that he can get to supply water around the communities that there is no running water. Now Anne-Marie Vaz say the truck of her, a labor right truck, and she not give it to no PNP. So if PNP want a water truck, they should go and buy a water truck for themselves. Now, I want to know if when taxpayers money buy something, is it for the taxpayers or is it for the MP? Because I understand how Anne-Marie Vaz go up a truck, bring the truck, go lock it up our yard, and don't want to give it to the people of East Portland so they can get water. So East Portland people, at this a woman here, I want to say they love you. At this a woman here, I want to say have a clean and a pure heart. Somebody that will use politics to sabotage you all over there in East Portland. First, she take up all of the material off of the road. I don't know what she do with it, but she take up all of the material and say Isaac Buchanan must go find in one material to fix the road. Every single thing that over there in East Portland, this woman a hold on pan them like a fear money by them and a taxpayers money by them. Wanna see how evil and wicked Anne-Marie Vaz really are? She's just like her husband. She just pretend as if she's a good person. But clearly, Anne-Marie Vaz is not a good person. She's a evil woman. Because if she ever sabotage, by taking away the water truck, the materials, and everything that is good for your use, that simply means this woman cares zero about all of you over there in East Portland. So people, I want you to tell me down below in the comment section, do you think it is right for taxpayers' money to buy a water truck and material to fix the road? And the former MP take it all away that the now elected MP cannot get it to use? Let me know down below in the comment section. Bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. May hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful day. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update, so you definitely don't want to miss none. So remember, watch the video until the end, and remember, like up the video, share up the video, and subscribe to the channel. Alright, make a run the intro and come back. We soon forward. Welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now people, remember to like and share this video. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed as yet. So now, my viewers, my subscribers, Dr. Dawes are calling for more attention towards mental health. And me always speak about this on this channel, where I said that people need to pay close attention to their relative, their family members, their brother, their sister, their cousin, their uncle, their niece, even your friends. You understand me? I say, because I say mental health, you see depression, and something nice. And you say worse in a time like this where we have a government that doesn't care about us, a government that is pressuring the poor, even the rich. We definitely need to check on our loved ones. But people, this is what Dr. Dawes had to say, people.
This is Dr. Al Dawes, opposition spokesperson on health. My fellow Jamaicans, in recent weeks, our nation has been heartbroken by a series of tragic suicides. Each one is a profound loss, leaving families and communities in grief. To all who are hurting, please know that you are not alone. The recent data is deeply concerning. Our mental health and suicide prevention helpline received 633 calls for help in September alone. This is not just a statistic, it is a clear sign that many among us are in pain and are seeking support. I speak to you today with a simple, urgent message. We must look out for one another. Please check on your friends, your family members, your colleagues. If you notice someone is withdrawing, expressing hopelessness, or behaving out of character, reach out. Have that conversation. Ask them if they are okay. That simple act of connection can be a lifeline. There is no shame in struggling with your mental health. The strength it takes to reach out for help is immense. We must work together to remove the stigma that prevents people from speaking up. If you are carrying a heavy burden, please, I urge you, do not be afraid to ask for help. Confidential professional assistance is available right now, day or night. You can call the Mental Health and Suicide Prevention Helpline at 888 New Life. That is 888-639-5433. Let us stand together as a country, support one another, and ensure that everyone who needs help receives it. Thank you.
Now, people, 11 people get caught up over there in Linstead. 5 fatal, including a 4-year-old. You hear what I say, people? 11 people get caught up in a Linstead last night, including a 4-year-old. Over Cockburn Pen, an additional 3 people get caught up, including a 9-year-old. 1 fatal. You hear what I say? Over Cockburn Pen, an additional 3 people get caught up. One of them lose them 3 pints. Among the 3 is a 9-year-old. So a 9-year-old get caught up. Him not dead. But a 4-year-old get caught up. Lose his 3 pints. Now, Andrew Wellness claims him have crime under control. But when did he have crime under control? When the people of Jamaica say they're not going to vote for Andrew Wellness, crime cut down so fast, within 6 months time. Them not stop brag and boast say crime cut down. But I have always been telling the people, say listen, you cannot trust this con man. Because this con man know about all of the crime and violence we are going in this country. A sacrifice are going in another country, him know about it. How Andrew Wallace can just turn off crime so? to win the election. Till everybody say, yes man, this man cut down crime. And the first we see something like this, so we are going to vote for him for Andrew Wallace. And then campaign and the cut down of crime rate. But as soon as Andrew Wallace, them say they now vote win the election, crime rate too high. Gone up too much people I get unalive. Crime and Andrew Wallace sky high. Come out and say within the last the crime rate go down 48 hours. And for 6 months, more than 10 people to election get unalive. You know, you're born on whole under the watch. I get unalive of Andrew Wallace. You know, you're born on group shooting. No people mass shooting lose them life. People. You know, you're about them fly. Till people are saying, just this is the right man. They find a job. A 29-year-old cut down crime. Young girl. Me always say this to them. Me say, listen. You don't trust Andrew over Westmoreland. Don't trust holiness. What happened to the effort? If this man, where Andrew Wallace did put in during the general election, if he make sure the crime stay low, how comes as Andrew Wallace win crime gone up back? Which me did tell you no. Me did tell you no say as soon as this man win, crime a go gone up back. Because this man and the labor right them is responsible for the crime and violence we are going to the country. The labor right them is the one that is responsible for the crime and violence that is going on inside of this country. And that is why the crime and violence could go down when Andrew Wallace needed to go down. But when him not needed to go down anymore, the crime and violence gone back sky high. But me did want to know. Uno never hear. Me did want to know say this man cannot be trusted, but uno never hear. But people, check this out.
We are in the community of Commodore in the Linstead police area. A very unfortunate and I might say a very awful scene where 9 persons were shot, 5 persons have so far confirmed dead. And we are here, trying to put together, the pieces to determine what really triggered such an awful situation. The community of Linstead has been doing pretty well since this year. Last year, this time, they were seeing something like 20-odd murders compared to just 8 murders up to this point until we have this very unfortunate situation. The indicators so far are suggesting that this might be a continuation of gang conflict, which comes as a surprise to us because really and truly this area has been quiet for a while. And so now we have all our senior investigators, we have several senior officers who are on scene. We're trying to quickly, ensure that we have a strong response to the situation here. Unfortunately, in the numbers, we have a 4-year-old who, was brutally killed earlier. We are disturbed by what happened. The community is in shock. And so we are going to be providing the kind of leadership and resources that will bring a speedy resolve to this situation.
I want you to remember one thing. For the 9 years that Andrew Wallace in a power for, the crime rate have been so high. Right? It has been so high. The election come, the people them say they're not going to vote for Andrew Wallace because the crime rate too high. And Andrew Wallace say, him going to do something about it. Him going to cut down back the crime and violence. And good God, man. Good God, as election done, not even a month good, the crime and the violence turn up back. Appear mass shooting again. Appear group of people a get cut down. Again. Remember, say that did go on before, no people. It start back again. But they visit the school of the 4-year-old. So check this out.
My left here is Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Christopher Phillips. He's in charge of PR5. For those of you who don't know, in PR5 encompasses St. Catherine North, St. Catherine South, St. Thomas, and St. Andrew North. And this lady to his right, the senior superintendent, Lady Direct, and she is the officer in charge of the CCN, Constabulary Communication Network. We have other persons are here, and this morning we are here because of that incident that took place last night, which led to the death of a student and also the injury of another student. So, ACP Phillips, Ms. Garrett, we're just here. We want to, before we start, I'm going to ask the board chairman just to offer a word of prayer.
When I heard the barrage, sat down, recognized my wife was really traumatized now. But I said, don't be calm. Noticed, we heard it subsided and the vehicle leaving in a hurry. Then I started to call members of the community that I know is in close proximity. How are you doing? Are you alive? Yes. And when I was assured that they were fine, then I went to bed. It's a tough one. Never ever in my lifetime in Commodore we had 5 people destroyed at the same time. Never.
And she took a picture of the child, which I placed on my status to celebrate my student, as I've always done. And I gave her $1,000, I gave the child $1,000, and I gave the aunt $1,000. And said, just buy some refreshment in there for the little girl, it's her birthday. And to hear in the middle of the night, my phone kept ringing that she died. I cried. So I can only conclude by saying it is time for us to stop the crime and violence. It's time for us to stop killing our children. And I have all confidence that the Jamaica Constabulary Force will do just so. We continue to support our staff as they're mourning. They were beautiful children. We all cried together at this time, and I know the Ministry of Education from Region 6, they are on their way to offer additional support, and we thank them in advance. So may we continue to unite against this monster of crime and protect our children at all costs. Thank you so very much again for coming.
Now, I know a lot of you gonna say, oh, you politicize everything too much. Everything are politics. But at the end of the day, yes, everything are politics. Even crime and violence are politics. Because, as I said before, if this government could be able to cut down crime and violence in a 6-month time, because him need the people of Jamaica to trust him. So him cut down crime and violence in a 6-month time. Why it go back up when him don't need the people anymore? Why it go back up after the people of Jamaica vote for him? Uno not find this suspicious. Uno not see nothing wrong with that. Uno not use uno head. During the campaign, these people boast about people can now sleep with their door and their windows open. You can't sleep with your grill open. You don't have to worry yourself about gunman anymore. So the question is, why has the election done? People cannot sleep with their windows and doors open anymore. Why is it that the Prime Minister, the Security Minister, and Julieta, when they say you couldn't sleep with your window and door open, can't stop the crime and violence anymore? Why it go back sky high? But me did warn you know. Me not upset. Me did warn you know, you cannot give a puss butter for carry. Andrew Wallace is a liar and a wicked and a thief. And you can't trust somebody like that. But then again, him not trust. And see it? It gone back to square one. A 4-year-old get unalive by gunmen dressing like a police. Right? Another 9-year-old get caught up in the hospital. Right now, one more get unalive. People are scared. The children are scared. You know the amount of trauma what these children in that community are going through right now? In those two community, by the way, you know the amount of trauma where them people they go through? Knowing that a little child just get gunned down by criminals. Me hope Andrew watching TV. But people, state your thought down below in the comment section. And as usual, leave a like on this video.
Greetings.
Wagwan, brother.
I'm here now. Good
Well,
day to your listeners.
let me officially congratulate you, sir, on
Thank you.
your overwhelming victory. The victory will mash up the world. The victory that shocked the world, mash up the world. They didn't believe.
Yeah, but Portland did.
Yes. Congratulations again. And also congratulations on your appointment as the shadow minister in charge of human rights and youth. Before I can even talk to you about East Portland, Isat, a man was just on the phone. I actually cut him off to talk to you because he's upset about the opposition stands or the opposition voice on the unaliving of that young man down there in Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon. And that the PNP didn't have a press conference and vexed about it. You want to speak on that first before we get to East Portland?
You know, I'll start by saying that it's every single instances of the unaliving of a youth, of a Jamaican citizen that everybody should be upset about. What one must remember is we're just coming out of an election and the unaliving started from January and the numbers and the bodies, the count is very high. What we really need to do is realize that it is the government that there should be a response for in terms of just allowing extrajudicial killings to take place and the basic response is let it come out in the wash, because unfortunately, especially for the Cherry Lane killing, the young man won't come back alive, and we see the evidence that is clear that it was a killing that cannot be justified under any circumstance. So what people need to understand, and everybody should be upset. Everybody in Jamaica should be upset, which is why the tone of the social media space is silent, especially those gadflies who like to criticize and shut up on the issue of body cameras. There's an integrity issue and an honesty issue that we can deal with, but a press conference will only be a repetitive cry by whether it be opposition, whether it be NGOs, Jamaicans for Justice to call them out. It won't change unless the people of Jamaica accept that extrajudicial killings is wrong. And it has become a plague on our society, which I don't think that we should allow it to continue throughout the end of the year so that somebody can boast about statistics of a low murder rate, because murder is murder at any level. Whether it's done by the police or done by the bad man or the gunman or the jealous lover or whatever it is, it's murder. And in fact, the laws of England makes it clear that there's no distinction. The case is called R.V. Clegg. A law enforcement officer gets no better treatment for murder or is classified as anything else. And so we just need to do the public sensitization, public education to understand that we want justice, but this is not the way. This is not the answer.
How does the opposition spokesman on human rights deal with this from here on in?
Well, certainly, well before even getting, I like to say this, being a spokesperson of human rights is just a formality. My entire life, work, and my advocacy is always about human rights. What I will say moving on from here is I will use the platform to educate my counterparts in Parliament and as well continue with public education, because what happened in Cherry Lane is a human rights issue. It's a breach of the right to life. It is one of the most fundamental human rights that we have. And we need to respect every single right. And if there was a respect for human rights, especially by not all, but some actors in the JCF, we wouldn't be having a conversation about a call of being upset of the silence of persons to speak out against something that is fundamentally wrong. So certainly, what I won't do is inundate the public with press release every time you see an extrajudicial killing, but to work to ensure that, one, the body cameras are used not just for traffic offenses, but the more serious ones, and to have an appreciation that the public should be suspicious when there is a resistance to wear it, because it is for the public safety and also for the protection of the officers to justify.
That is the thing, Isaac. We
Yes.
see where the police are not wearing the body camera, but at the same time, we don't see enough drive from legislatures, and not just your side, but the government side, who have the authority to implement policies. And it ought to be a policy decision to ensure that the police wear these body cam.
No, so so here's the problem. The police officers are wearing body cams. They wear it for traffic stop. I have a case in court right now, and I can play the video of the traffic stop. And we know, and through these body cams, we can see where officers just lie. So the danger, so I will submit, and until they do otherwise, that with the lack of use of body cams is because it poses an integrity issue and excuse issues when things are untoward. And we are saying, because I can tell you this, there are more members of the JCF that is above board and have the highest integrity than there are the few ones that you need to weed out.
Totally agree.
If there is, like in the past, if there is a death squad, we need to know. Because a lot of this time, these officers aren't from the police stations in the places where these things take place.
But how can the government convince us now, though, that there aren't a death squad? People believe that there is a death squad.
The problem is this. I'm not going to sit here and throw blame on government, but to say that if there are state actors that are complicit, it's something that we need to know. And in the past, we've had a death squad. I think there has recently been an appeal. I don't want to misquote the name of the man. I don't know if it's Chucky or something, but some appeal in relation to testimony about being a part of a death squad, an appeal being turned down. In the past, there has been a death squad, and Amnesty International have in the past punished police officers and their families for participating in police activity of that nature. All I am saying, and Zolika Jess is the best person to have the conversation. She is the Shadow Minister for Justice to take that on. Yeah. But in relation to the human rights aspect, I will always take this tone and this position, because in the same breath, and I've said this to young police officers all the time, don't get boosted up because the force itself will discard you. When you are before the court and convicted, they will say you are a bad apple. So the best thing to do is to operate with the highest amount of integrity and understand that life is something given to us without knowing we are to receive it. Respect the Constitution, respect the human rights of the citizens. And that's the position that I take. And I don't think that in any functioning society, any government official should take a different approach.
Isat, I'm not going to keep you here and talk about your ministry straight. But
yes,
I have to talk to you about East Portland, because this is a warming interview for my listeners and viewers, and I tell you why. Before the death of Dr. Bloomfield, I used to be at Styles, and on a random Saturday morning, I could have just pick up the phone and call the MP and talk to him. Since 2019, I haven't spoken to a member of parliament for East Portland for some reason or the other. So having the member of parliament for East Portland on the line for me is a joy. Isat, talk to us a little bit about your campaign and East Portland and the victory.
Well, I must say, we ran a very, very, vigorous campaign. It would be reminiscent of many of the books, but I won't call them out because the other side, like, even though some of them can't read them, like to go hear about what is in those books. Anyway, but I must say that they say teamwork make the dream work.
Yes.
I'm happy to say that we did bring home fellowship. Congrats to you as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And we did well in other areas too, especially those that wasn't ours. Mansion Hill, we really came in, and there were some significant areas in the Ferry Hill division that really show up for us.
Yes.
But that aside, there was a view that I was not living in Portland, but that is media. The reality is I was living there and my opponent wasn't.
People don't know that.
No, but a lot of people don't know that because they think that a 5-minute TikTok video is sufficient to say that you are interacting with the people.
And when I tell people that they don't live
issues
here,
running rampant all across Portland. Met with Water Commission, very good meeting. Some pipes were fixed immediately in the Prospect Division. We are still identifying those areas, but knowledge is power, they say.
yes,
There is a drought. So Mansion Hill is feeling it. Some sections of Ferry Hill, as it relates to fellowship, where the bulk, the source of the water is the Rio Grande Valley. I know you know that. That's where water is. Everywhere else is a problem.